10 terrifying dangers cruise lines don't want you to know. Welcome back to Cruise Aura. When most people think of cruise ships, they picture luxury, all-you-can-eat buffets, pools overlooking the ocean, and exotic ports waiting at the horizon. But beneath the glamour, these floating cities hide real dangers, threats that cruise lines don't want you to know about. From fires in the middle of the sea to passengers who vanish without a trace, tonight we're diving into 10 terrifying dangers of cruise ships that will make you think twice before booking your next voyage. So grab a seat, maybe dim the lights, and let's uncover what really happens when the waves get dark. Number 1. Falling overboard. Imagine standing on the deck late at night. The ship cuts through pitch-black water, wind whipping against your face. One wrong step, a slippery railing, or maybe just too many drinks, and suddenly, you're gone. Every year, dozens of passengers fall overboard. The cruise industry reports that it's rare, but the numbers tell a different story. Since 2000, more than 350 people have gone overboard, and many were never recovered. Here's the terrifying part. Once you hit that water, you have only minutes before hypothermia, exhaustion, or massive waves take you under. The ship itself can't stop instantly. It takes over a mile to fully halt, so by the time rescue crews turn around, you're already a speck in the darkness. And while movies show heroic rescues, the reality is far darker. The U.S. Coast Guard estimates that fewer than 25% of overboard cases survive. For the rest, the ocean simply swallows them. Next time you lean on that railing for a selfie, remember, the sea doesn't forgive mistakes. Number 2. Fires at sea. Now, imagine this. You're having dinner at a fancy restaurant on board when suddenly the lights flicker. An alarm goes off. The smell of smoke fills the air. Fire on land is dangerous enough. But on a ship surrounded by nothing but water, it's a nightmare. Cruise ships run on massive amounts of fuel, electricity, and industrial kitchens. A single spark can spread faster than anyone expects. In 2013, the Carnival Triumph caught fire in the engine room. The flames knocked out power, air conditioning, and even toilets. For days, thousands of passengers were stranded in unbearable heat, living on spoiled food with raw sewage spilling through hallways. And that was just one ship. According to maritime safety reports, fires are the second most common major accident on cruises, right after groundings. And when they happen at sea, there's no fire department racing to save you. It's just the crew, the equipment on board, and hope. The terrifying truth? Fire on a ship spreads faster than most passengers can even evacuate. The endless ocean outside the window suddenly feels like a trap. Number 3. Outbreaks of disease. Picture this. You wake up after a fun night on the ship, craving breakfast. But by the time you reach the buffet, dozens of passengers are already sick, vomiting, and feverish. On cruise ships, germs spread faster than anywhere else. Norovirus, the infamous cruise ship bug, can infect hundreds in a single voyage. In 2012, a Carnival cruise reported over 700 cases of gastrointestinal illness on one ship alone. The virus spreads through touch, food, and even air droplets in crowded spaces. And it's not just norovirus. Seasonal flu, COVID-19, and other contagious illnesses have turned what should be a dream vacation into a quarantine nightmare. Imagine being trapped in your cabin for days, seasickness on top of illness, with nowhere to escape. What makes this even scarier is the confined environment. Cabins, elevators, dining halls, they all act like virus highways. One sick passenger, one careless hand, and suddenly hundreds are infected before anyone realizes what's happening. Number 4. Total blackouts. Now, imagine this. The ship is sailing through calm waters when suddenly everything goes dark. The lights, the air conditioning, the elevators, even the emergency alarms fail. A total blackout at sea can paralyze thousands of passengers. Navigational systems switch to backups, but for those in the corridors and cabins, it's pure chaos. Panic spreads as people stumble in the dark, fires can ignite unnoticed, and medical emergencies become nearly impossible to handle. In 2018, the Carnival Glory suffered a major blackout. Hundreds of passengers were trapped in pitch darkness, some stranded on high decks in extreme heat. Crew members scrambled to restore power, but until then, the ship was a floating maze of confusion. Even brief blackouts can be dangerous. Imagine someone fainting, getting lost, or falling while no lights guide the way. At sea, the smallest malfunction can turn into a full-scale emergency. Number 5. Rogue waves and storms. Picture this. The sun is shining, the ocean looks calm, and you're enjoying a cocktail on deck. Suddenly, the horizon darkens. Clouds roll in, and massive waves rise from nowhere. One minute you're safe. The next, the ship lurches violently, tossing passengers and objects alike. These aren't your average waves. Rogue waves are massive, unpredictable, and powerful enough to slam into ships unexpectedly. In 2007, the Queen Elizabeth II was hit by a rogue wave estimated at 90 feet high, damaging the ship and injuring passengers. Even modern cruise ships, built like floating fortresses, aren't immune. Waves can break windows, flood decks, and make navigation extremely dangerous. Passengers can be thrown across hallways, hit by debris, or even swept overboard. And storms at sea aren't just about waves. They bring high winds, lightning, and sudden temperature drops. Being trapped on deck during a storm is not just terrifying, it's life-threatening. Number 6. Theft and pickpockets in ports. Imagine stepping off the ship into a beautiful, sun-soaked port. The streets are crowded, souvenirs everywhere, music playing. But something feels off. You notice a hand brushing against your pocket. You turn, and your wallet is gone. Many passengers think the cruise itself is the only risk. But once you dock, thieves and scammers know exactly how to target tourists. Some ports have organized gangs that watch cruise arrivals like hawks, waiting for distracted travelers. In 2015, a group of passengers on a Caribbean cruise returned from an excursion only to find hundreds of dollars in cash and credit cards stolen, and the ship's insurance doesn't cover losses on shore. Imagine losing your passport or phone in a foreign country with no immediate help. The key danger? Overconfidence. Cruise passengers assume the ship's security follows them everywhere, but once on land, you're on your own. Pickpockets, fake taxi drivers, and scam artists all exploit that false sense of safety. Number 7. Food poisoning at buffets. Now, picture this. You're in the grand buffet, trays stacked high with delicious food. The salad looks fresh, the pasta steaming. But a single contaminated dish can ruin your entire voyage. Cruise ships serve thousands of meals daily, making them prime environments for foodborne illnesses. Norovirus outbreaks often start in buffets, where a single infected surface spreads germs like wildfire. In 2012, a Carnival cruise reported over 700 passengers affected by foodborne illness during one week-long voyage. Symptoms included vomiting, diarrhea, and dehydration, trapping passengers in their cabins, unable to enjoy the ship's amenities. Even luxury cruises aren't immune. While hygiene standards are high, sheer scale means mistakes happen. Imagine spending a week in paradise, confined to your cabin, battling illness, while the rest of the ship carries on around you. Number 8. Dangerous cabins. Not all cabins are created equal. Some are located directly above engine rooms with constant vibrations and noise. Others sit near nightclubs, making sleep nearly impossible. And the interior rooms, windowless, with limited ventilation, can become suffocating in emergencies. In some fires or power outages, cabins near critical systems are at higher risk. Picture being trapped in a cabin with no escape route, smoke filling the hallway, and doors locked due to safety protocols. Even minor issues like malfunctioning locks or slippery floors can turn dangerous. Some passengers have reported accidents falling on steep stairways or getting stuck in elevators during blackouts. Your cabin should feel like a safe haven, but for some unlucky travelers, it's the exact opposite. Number 9. Piracy. Most people think pirates are just in movies, eye patches, swords, and dramatic ship battles, but modern piracy is very real, and some cruise routes pass through waters where pirates still operate. Imagine sailing near the Horn of Africa or parts of Southeast Asia. Suddenly, small boats appear on the horizon, approaching fast. While large cruise ships are well defended, the psychological effect is chilling. Passengers are told to stay in their cabins, crew members prepare emergency protocols, and for hours, everyone waits, unsure if they'll see land safely. In 2005, the MV Seabourn Spirit was approached by armed pirates off the Somali coast. The ship managed to escape, but the incident highlights how vulnerable even massive cruise ships can be in certain regions. The ocean may look peaceful, but in some parts of the world it hides real-life threats. Number 10. Mysterious disappearances. Perhaps the most chilling danger of all, passengers who vanish without a trace. Every year, people board cruise ships and are never seen again. No body, no evidence, just unanswered questions. Take the cases documented by the International Cruise Victims Organization. Dozens of overboard incidents remain unresolved. Some passengers might fall accidentally or take their own lives, but others, their disappearances are mysterious, sometimes suspicious. Picture this. You wake up one morning and your cabin neighbor is gone. Their belongings remain, their bed untouched, yet they've vanished. Hundreds of witnesses report seeing or hearing things that don't add up, but no one has definitive answers. The idea that someone could disappear in the middle of the ocean, leaving no trace, is enough to make anyone think twice about cruise travel. So the next time you dream of that perfect cruise vacation, remember, it's not always smooth sailing. Behind the pools, luxury dinners, and exotic ports, real dangers lurk, some obvious, some hidden in the shadows. Which of these dangers shocked you the most? Were you surprised by the overboard statistics, the rogue waves, or the mysterious disappearances? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Cruise Aura for more hidden truths, terrifying stories, and secrets of life at sea. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a voyage into the unknown. Stay safe, keep your eyes open, and we'll see you on the next voyage.